That's important.
Hello and welcome. This is Across the Table with Hannibal the Magician. I'm Hannibal, and I'm doing a halfway sort of live podcast today from the Magic Apple in Studio City, Los Angeles, California. I am joined by Brian and Randy and some other people. I'm actually doing a book signing. We've had a few people drop in. We've had some interesting discussions on stagecraft and magic in the modern world, and we're going to continue that because it's time Randy has to get home. Hi, guys. Welcome. Say hello.
Hi.
Hey.
I'll let you
Glad
figure
to
out which
see
one's
you.
Brian, which one's Randy. You'll have to figure that one on your own. So we were talking about lectures at the castle and certain magicians that incorporate stagecraft in amongst their lectures. You mentioned, Randy,
Fielding West.
Fielding West, and you said that stood out in his lecture for you. Can you tell me
Yes.
why?
The reason is Fielding talked about having a presence, having good posture. He talked about not drinking drinks with sugar before coming on stage because you make smacking sounds on the microphone.
It's true.
He talked about things, eye contact with the audience and your comfort level.
Sure. But the stagecraft stuff stood out more than the trick stuff. When
I
most magicians
remembered
would
the
prefer or will
stagecraft.
tell you that they would prefer more tricks in lectures. They want to learn new stuff. But the question then comes up, is that really advancing you in particular and magic in general if all you're doing is just regurgitating the same tricks that somebody else has come up with? Brian, do you have stage experience or stage history?
Not really. No.
Awesome.
I'm an amateur magician.
Okay. But you'd be interested in something like that.
Definitely.
See, my background, and this is, I know I've talked about this before, but it's worth repeating for all the new people who'll be listening to this. I started off on stage at 6 years old. My mother put me on stage with a dance troupe and said, you're going to learn tap and you're going to learn jazz because every gentleman ought to learn how to ballroom dance. If you're going to be a young gentleman, you're going to know how to dance. Or at least have some grace in your own everyday life. Just learn how to move through the space you're in. And dance was the answer to that. And I have got old-fashioned film, the old reel-to-reel stuff that parents shot back in the late 1960s, early Super 8. Yeah, exactly right. I need eventually to have that transferred of me and 20 or 30 other kids on this stage tap dancing and doing jazz, modern jazz at the time, and 29 other children standing behind me who were terrified to be on stage. And here's little Hannibal up here just doing his thing. Hey, welcome.
How are you?
I am well. We're doing the podcast, but
Yeah.
you're welcome to come in and
I'm doing a little business with Brent.
do your business.
Yeah,
I don't know if
sorry.
you came in for me or not.
I did, but well, I'm here for everybody.
Okay,
That's the thing, you know what I mean? Sorry to interrupt.
that's a good human way to be.
Thank you.
This is live. I'll restate that. We are not editing anything out of this. And so from there, I did plays in school, and I've never had stage fright, is kind of the point. And I learned acting, and I learned stagecraft, and I did all that years and years and years before I ever picked up magic. And in my late 20s, when I finally got into this, I had all that behind me. I didn't start doing magic till I was like nearly 27, which is odd, apparently, in this little world, because most boys pick it up at around 10 or 11 and become fascinated with it and hold on to it. There's not a large contingent of women in magic.
It's growing.
It is growing, and that's great, and I'm all for it. I think it's fantastic that we have magicians who also happen to be female, and they bring a whole new perspective to things, a whole new storyline that you could bring into this if they'll do it. I think everybody should have the opportunity. Now, I'm going to state this, and it's going to come out wrong, but nobody's going to tune out yet. I'm a magic bigot. I don't care who you are performing, as long as you're good at it, as long as you put your heart into it. But if you're just halfway doing it, if you're only half-assing your show, I don't want to see you. That's where my line is. That's where my boundary is. I want to see you really mean what you're doing and mean what you're saying. So that's where I approach from. And good stagecraft and having a background in that, I think, aids in that. Because like you were saying, Fielding West talked about eye contact and making contact with the audience. And we talked about my push-up routine, which makes personal contact and takes you back in time to when you remember these things. I shouldn't be the only one talking, although I will continue if nobody interrupts me.
Well, the advantage of having that background with the dance, with the music, with the stagecraft, is that you can develop a type of timing and rhythm.
Sure.
So that carries over in your performance, which is something that I see lacking in a lot of performances, where the magic is technically wonderful, but the timing and the canned responses, and it's just kind of like, okay, well, I could have, watched this on YouTube or something.
Sure. And magic, again, this is the bigot in me coming out. Magic should be experienced live to be experienced best. And you even mentioned, we talked about this a little bit earlier, I don't want to see very much the adventures of the props.
Right.
I want to know what the magic means to you.
Exactly. So that's why I was talking about the push pop thing, because immediately I'm thinking, oh, I remember that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then I didn't put two and two together where you were going to do the coin, the
Cylinder
coin.
and
And then
coin,
as soon
yeah.
as you started doing it, I'm like, oh, wait a second. But you had the story about your father making the bet.
Yeah.
And it just brought a whole different dynamic where I really want to know what the story, how's it going to end.
How's it going to end? Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's one of the hallmarks when I took storytelling classes and script writing and writing courses through college and through high school. And one of the taglines, one of my favorite professors, his tagline was, you want your audience going, not only what's going to happen next, but how is this going to end?
Right.
You don't want them to anticipate 15 minutes into the movie, here's what's going to happen.
Right.
This one's going to end up with this one. And forgive me, but most romantic comedies, you kind of know, okay, they're going to end up together, and this is how, and then you just watch the story play out. Which is fine if you're into that, and that's okay. And personal opinion warning. This is coming in. If you're into that kind of thing, if you like to have your storytelling spoon fed to you, and you don't mind bland and common and everyday, and people love oatmeal. It's sold a lot. But occasionally you want to add some raisins, or for God's sake, some craisins, even some cranberry raisins in there, just to add a little something. It's life, Life is criminally short.
I think most people are so used to having their entertainment spoon fed to them.
Mm-hmm.
In very few situations is it interactive.
Yes.
I mean, people don't even know how to interact with a mime.
Well, and that brings up you as a performer. And since we're in the magic field, but yeah, even as a mime or whatever you're trying to do, in this particular day and age, because of that kind of thing, you almost have to educate your audience how to respond, and that it's okay to respond. And when they start talking, for them to realize it's not a theater. It's not a movie theater. You're not private. I can see you, and I'm going to interact with you if you interact with me. So a lot of today's audiences need to be trained because
Yes.
they just don't know.
Well, how many people have actually experienced a one-on-one magic show, or just literally sitting at the dinner table and having really good magic be performed?
Very few.
It's very few. There's Uncle Harry that pulls the quarter out of your ear, but that's not the same thing.
No.
And that's why people don't know how to respond. Exactly what you're saying.
That also adds into the reputation that magic and magicians have, to where the majority, and again, personal opinion, just from what I've experienced, they think of us as a lesser form of entertainment or hack work, because we have so many hacks in our business. We have so many Uncle Harrys who I know this thing, and that's what magic is. So that when they first experience it for the first time, if you educate them correctly and if you approach them with care and kindness and don't make a fool out of them, they have the opportunity to experience something they've never experienced before, and they'll remember it for the rest of their lives, which is kind of heavy duty. It's a heavy responsibility to put on somebody, who just wants to do card tricks.
Yes.
Yeah.
To make it a memorable card trick.
Right.
And it's not just a card trick, it's a card story.
It can be. Now, I'm going to back up on my own declaration. If you see if you see a if the lay public sees a well executed card trick and they get fooled, they will call it magic and they'll remember it forever. Oh, this guy, he put a card in my hand and it changed into something else, and I will never ever forget him. So the power is inherent in the effect itself. But it's our job and our duty, perhaps, to flesh it out, to give it more texture, to give it more oomph. Prime example. If you give and if you've been a parent, you've probably seen this happen. If you give a toddler, 2 or 3 year old who's just starting to get into solid foods and really exploring things like that, if you give them a lemon, right?
Oh, yeah.
They will bite into it, and then you'll see their whole body react, right? But they won't stop eating it. They'll come back and they'll get more and more, and they'll get that reaction again and again. And then as you get older and you know that experience, the experience mellows. It becomes more commonplace. But it's that same thing when you give them a good magic trick for the first time they see something of some quality, it becomes that same reaction, that moment of astonishment, which is greatly valuable. And you might be the first and last magician they ever see. I mean, it's that rare.
That's true.
There aren't magic castles all over the world, you know?
Yep.
So, study not only your tricks, but study stagecraft and study human interaction, and go outside and play with people.
Go outside.
Right. Turn off the podcast or put on your iPad and or iPod and listen to it that way. But get outside and interact with people. Okay, there you go. That's. I'm off the soapbox now.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing with DVDs. Put the DVD down and read the book.
Read the book. You can go to the park and read a book. Get out among the green stuff, you know, where real magic happens. And there was I don't know the name of them, and somebody may write in or somebody may call in the next whenever this gets heard. A number of years ago, there was a kid from somewhere other than the United States. I want to say a second or third world country, who had read books on magic or gotten some books from his library classics. And he didn't have cards, he didn't have coins, and he didn't have any kind of prop. There was no magic shop. So he was literally doing card tricks with leaves and sticks and doing coin tricks with acorns and things he found on the ground. And made this beautiful, beautiful art because he didn't have what we consider commonplace objects. I know there was an article in Genie about it, but right off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you more than that.
There was a Japanese kid who did magic with sticks and stones.
Was that him? Was that who I'm thinking of?
Yeah, but I don't remember his name.
There's some other stories like that where somebody will come up with a move that everybody's like, where did you learn that? And it was their interpretation of what they read in a book.
Yeah.
And they may have misunderstood what was going on, but they were able to make it their own and just fry everybody.
And that's where the beauty of art comes in, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the great philosopher Bob Ross, once said, "We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents." Right. Mm-hmm. So reading through a text rather than imitating or aping somebody performing on a video. Nothing against videos. I got one of my own. It's available. Reading a book gives you more experience, or gives you it makes you think more. It forces you to be more creative in yourself that way. Now, the book I'm here signing, Across the Table by Christopher Hannibal, available on Amazon, has no magic in it. That being said, the stories have tons of magic in it, but I don't teach tricks. These stories, these things that I've put in here are stuff that happened while I was out doing card tricks for people. And some people have found it inspirational, and some people have found it a door to open for their own art or for their own road. This is dead air. Somebody should say. Where does that lead you? Do you have questions as far as what you've seen?
No, I think this has been fascinating. An interesting
Real quick,
discussion.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. I really don't want to, but I'm gonna. You told me your background when you first walked in.
Yes.
Would you share that before you just say where your experience comes from?
I teach English to high school students who are in special education, and so I came kind of looking for suggestions that I could give them with the writing process and the storytelling process to make their stories come to life and how there's more than one way to tell a story.
Sure.
And magic is sort of an out of the box way to tell a story with a surprising ending or a surprising twist.
Sure.
And it's a memorable way of telling a story.
Okay. Awesome. So what was your question you were about to ask, or the thing you were about to bring forth?
I'm having a short memory now.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
all art, just to touch on something you said there, all art in whatever form it is, and I do believe that magic is an art form. I believe it starts off as a craft, like any good art does, but given heart and soul, becomes art. Any good art tells a story, and the stories that work the best are going to come from the artist's heart. A friend of mine defined art as taking your heart out and shining lights on it. And that applies to painting and sculpture and music. The most touching things, the things that get into your life the most, are either stories that someone tells that move you in a certain way, or that you can relate to from your own experience, like the push pie.
Right.
It opens up new doors to you, and that's what good art strives for. We all painted by numbers at first, and then some of us imitated Bob Ross in his painting, but then others find their own voice, find their own canvas, find their own ways of doing things, and become the artists we have today. So that would tie in with your storytelling. You don't have to necessarily just stand up and tell a story. You could make a painting. You could write a song. All great songs that I know are stories of some sort. Even the ones that sing about their props. Is there a song B.B. King has a song about his guitar.
Yeah.
But he makes it fascinating because of the heart that he puts into it. So those kinds of roads for storytelling may open up the creative side of special education children.
Yeah, that's true.
But do you think there's a formula to?
Boy, I hope not.
No. Okay.
Okay, go. I'm sorry, I interrupted your question. A formula
I
to-
just because I'm thinking. See, I'm an analytical person, so I'm thinking. Okay, I think of Joseph Campbell and the mythology and stuff like that, and there's always. Beginning, middle, end. There's always the hero. So there's some kind of formula to it, and so I'm thinking, so with magic, telling a story through the props type of thing, there's a formula to it. It's not just the creativity hitting you, or is it just trying over and over again until you have something that fits together?
For me, and I only can speak from my own experience, is in communication among friends. And how do you tell a story to your friend? Here's what happened to me last night. And it becomes a very natural way of just relating to somebody else because you already know them. So to take that from that stance and take it to the close-up table, I work primarily close-up table or a parlor size, or even on a stage in front of 1,000 people, being able to, yes, project your voice, and yes, use your body in creative ways and filling up the stage, but making the narrative personal. You're not talking at people, you're talking to them, if that makes sense. I have here a pen. This pen I obtained while I was in New York City searching for... That's me talking at you, right? And the difference is, check this out, look how cool that is. I got that in New York. I was up there on a business trip and I saw this at the airport. And I thought that's a great addition to the look that I have for my hand. It's the same story.
Right.
But you're no longer... I see personal opinion, again... I see way too many magicians talk at their audiences. I have here this thing. I have a coin in my hand. Here's a perfectly ordinary deck of cards. Do you talk to your friends that way? And yes, there's theatricality, and yes, there's the Shakespearean stance and all the things you learn in acting, but in that kind of acting, you also want to be able to react to your audience in the way they're going to react to you. Because acting is reacting, right?
Yes.
Anybody ever take an acting class where they drilled that into your head? Even though you know the lines, you have to react to what happens on the stage as if it was the first time it ever happened. And in real life and in performance and in just basic sitting down storytelling, it becomes more impactful the more personal you let it be. And the more casual you're able to tell the story to someone. I think.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I just having to apply it to my own.
Okay,
stuff
so
is
let's
difficult.
talk about that then. What do you want to do? I mean, if we could take a specific example if you want it. Are you trying to write a story for a specific trick? Are you looking for a common thread amongst several different routines?
No, I'm not sure what I get distracted with everything, and I jump from one thing to the next thing and never finish it.
Because we're humans.
And then the next time something shiny shows up, it's like, oh, what is that?
Oh, there's that neat thing. Yeah. Well, I was telling you guys the story before, the cylinder and coins. It was a neat, pretty, shiny thing. It was a great little narrative, but it was always the adventures of the props, and I don't do adventures of the props.
Right.
And while I loved the effect a lot, I wouldn't perform it because it didn't mean anything to me. But once I found the push-up, and it miraculously fit over a stack of coins, I suddenly had a narrative,
Right.
like immediately. We are currently in the Magic Apple, and there's another room full of people on the other side. So we have a wonderful dynamic going on here. That's what your background noise you're hearing is. Maybe you don't hear it. I don't know what the range on the microphone is, but we are enjoying ourselves. Aren't we?
Yes,
Yes,
we're having a
definitely.
good time.
Have I sparked anything? Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a follow-up question or a new? Am I putting everybody on the spot?
Yes.
I have only the two of you at the moment, so
I know.
congratulations.
I know. I feel on the spot.
I was like yelling at myself, for real.
Don't break down. You drive here?
I did.
You've gotten a few ideas for
I've
your.
gotten a few ideas.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a pointed question.
Okay.
Not to put you on the spot, but to try to get past a speed bump, maybe.
Okay.
Can you give me an example of maybe a specific student in mind that is struggling with something?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Tell me that story.
I
You
have
have-
students who struggle with mental illness,
Okay.
where the voices in their heads are louder than the voices in the room.
Okay.
So they struggle with which one do they listen to. Their attention is divided between the two.
Okay. So they're Edgar Allan Poe
Yeah, very much so.
in some ways. Okay.
Yes.
But
so,
brilliant storytelling can come out of that condition if
I have them write it down, and they write amazing dialogues between all the voices in their heads.
That's fantastic.
The voices argue with each other.
Trust me, I've had those voices myself.
Yeah.
I
so
know. Okay.
It's quite a brilliant thing to read it, and you feel, like the fly on the wall, or you feel, should I be reading this or not?
Right, yeah, because it becomes personal, and it's almost like reading someone's diary, in a way.
Well, it's more so because it's multiple diaries. It's
Right.
multiple experiences of the various voices on the page.
That would make a really interesting premise
It would, wouldn't it?
for a story or a series of stories that tie in together.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw a blank, and somebody out there will know, and perhaps write it in, or maybe one of you guys know, but I saw a comedian, excuse me, on Netflix, and his special was called 3 Microphones.
Ah.
And he did a different personality for each one of his 3 mics. And it wasn't like radically different, but it's like, in this microphone it'll be all one-liners, and this one will be stories, and this will be like things my father told me. That voice that's still in my head. And he would move between the 3 microphones and change up the dynamic of the stories based on where he was standing. And I thought that was brilliant.
Ooh.
That is clever.
Another comedian I admire a lot, Maria Bamford. Also many specials on Netflix. My favorite of hers, recommended to me by Johnny Millwater, who's a good friend, is one called The Special, Special, Special. She had come out of rehab. She had gone in for some mental challenges she was having. She came out and decided, I want to record a special for Netflix. Specifically, I have a lot of stories to tell, but I don't know that I want to tell them to strangers. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that yet, or some narrative along those lines. So she has a Netflix special in her own living room, and the entire audience is her parents. She put her parents on the sofa and stands there with a microphone and delivers it, and bakes cookies while she's doing it. And she's got a guy over here on piano for the musical breaks while she's checking on the cookies. And she does this. Here's why I went into rehab, and here's what's wrong with my head, and here's how my mother screwed me up, and they're sitting there watching it, and they're real good sports about it all the way through. But it's fascinating watching it. So check that out if you get a chance. And the other guy, who I thought was a personal treasure, but he's getting more and more attention all the time, is Mike Birbiglia. Good luck spelling that one, Mike Birbiglia. And the way he weaves a story and a joke through an hour-long or a 90-minute-long show is phenomenal. His last special that came out on Netflix was called Thank God for Jokes. And it's a joke. It's one joke. And the entire rest of it is, do I tell this joke? I wrote this joke for a very specific place and a very specific time for a very specific person. Do I do it? Do I tell the joke? Because it could backfire on me in a big way. And it's the lessons learned of what's funny and what's not funny, and philosophy like jokes should never end with "that's a joke" or "get her done." One of those things. Young magician, hi. Did you come to see me or just hanging out? Just hanging out. That was horrible. Go home and practice. That's not magic. What was that? It's a reverse waterfall. He's showing off. He's trying to be impressive. Young Jewish boy in here doing card springs. Like what do you call that? It's a waterfall? What is that called?
Anaconda.
It's called an anaconda. This is the future of magic. Anacondas. Do it again. You see now? Yeah. Okay. What was magic about that?
It was
Awesome.
Cardistry and it was a flourish.
Cardistry. It was a flourish. Okay. Can you entertain an audience with? Oh, here it comes. It's gonna be more. Go ahead. Do it. Go ahead. Do the thing.
Can't really do it right now because my fingers are sweaty.
I understand that.
Walked over here, walk/jog 3.5 miles to get here.
See, that's dedication. He's coming to the magic shop to show his anaconda. They'll do that. To show his card flourish to the seasoned pros. Quote. I don't know if you could hear that, but he just did a spread with a turnover. This is fascinating radio, isn't it? What's your name?
Yaakov.
Ayako?
Yaakov.
You gonna change your name on me now? Yako. I'm Hannibal. Good to see you.
You too.
How long you been doing fake magic? I mean, how long you been doing magic trick? Cardistry. How long have you been doing cardistry?
I do both, mostly magic. That's
Show me a magic trick. I'd love to see a magic trick.
You think of it.
Okay, think of one. More dead air. I'm not editing this, by the way. It's going to go out just as it comes out.
This is a party?
You want me to move this?
Is he allowed?
Hey, it's Handsome Jack.
Is he
Now
allowed?
it's a party.
Now it's a party.
Is he allowed to come in here?
He is allowed to come in here. Handsome Jack, Mr. Lovick.
How
He's one of
are
my
you, sir?
oldest and dearest friends. Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming
It's been,
back.
what, 30 years now?
It's been a while, yeah. I got a rejection letter from you. We were talking about earlier about the rejection letters I got from the castle.
You only got one
I
from
got
me.
one
Only
from you.
one.
That's because they didn't keep you on long enough.
That's...
I'd have gotten dozens.
I still kind of can't believe that, but, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those things. How did the taping go?
I contend that you got the rejection letter from me before that convention and not
I believe
after.
that. I believe that's true.
Because you sort of implied the other, and I'm like, that can't be true.
You knew my name at the time. You knew who I was at the time, and because the quote you gave as we walked out of the room was, "And you want to work at the Magic Castle? You're going to insult me, and you really want to?"
So that would imply that the rejection was before that.
It was before that.
Yeah, that was,
I might not have
which
had the
makes
letter
more,
on me.
which makes more sense.
Okay.
You know, because I can't believe I would have rejected you after having seen you.
Seen me live. Well, that was the thing. After when I finally got hired, the thing that Jack said was, "You're way different live than you are on tape."
Oh, but then that
That doesn't mean you shouldn't buy my DVD though, because you should totally buy my DVD. Show me a trick.
So do
The
you-
young gentleman was about to show a magic trick. No, it's quite all right. I have high hopes.
Force.
Okay, yeah, total classic force. You see that? Okay, what?
Put it back.
Should I remember it?
Yes.
Okay. Put it back right
Okay.
there.
Now I'm just gonna snap my fingers, but guess what? Now if I go through the deck, you'll notice one red
What?
card right
Oh
over.
my God!
No way.
Miracle.
I have a question. What was your card?
10 of diamonds.
10 diamonds.
The 10 of diamonds.
This one right over here. I'm
Yes.
just gonna take the 10 of diamonds, place it right over here.
The
and
one
then
red card in the deck was a 10 of
place
diamonds. He places
right
it under
over there. Now
a Hannibal
Which
Truth from a
card?
Liar DVD set.
No,
Pull,
wait, no,
pick a
never
different
mind.
card?
No, wait, never mind. Just tell
I
me when to
won't.
stop.
Oh, for God's sake, stop now.
Whoa. Wait, right here?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Look at the card.
I got that one.
Got it.
Got that?
Snap
Listeners
my
at home will
fingers.
know that it's the 6 of
Now-
diamonds.
That card is blue. Should be.
Uh-oh. Magician in trouble. Yeah, there's
Nope.
no red card in the deck. I have to do this because
Oh,
we're
yeah,
audible.
But there is a red card.
There is. Oh, it's under the Hannibal
Yes.
Truth from a Liar DVD set. What is that one red card? The 5 of clubs,
Yeah,
which was
Not
not the card you
we
just
saw.
that I just chose.
it was not.
It was not. It was the 6 of diamonds.
But they're both good cards.
But they are both awesome cards. We should not discriminate.
So,
And entering the room is funnyeddie.com.
so do you want to know about the typos now, or
I've gotten a full list. I will say this: I went through it and looked through for typos, and Mick Ayers went through the entire thing and edited and looked for typos. There are currently 5
Very nice meeting you.
for the reprinting.
What's your
But I
name?
think I spelled your name right.
Yako?
What?
Yako?
No, I heard you.
Eddie Madrano has joined the group. Yeah, we're recording. Yeah. No, you can talk.
I didn't want to say anything.
No, it's all just hanging out at the magic shop down there.
Thank you.
I'm good. How are you? Are we on a podcast right now?
We're on a podcast right
I don't remember signing a release.
now. It's not live. I'll edit you out. It's okay.
Beep, 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 beep every time.
The guy, the Handsome Jack, is currently being played by Jim Neighbors. How did the taping go? How did the thing that you went to Vegas to?
Oh, it went very well.
Good.
Yeah.
Good acts.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
As soon as we stop recording, I'll be able to tell you all about it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was all finished.
Well, it's finished, but I can't talk about it.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Still a chance for me to get in, or is it too late?
Oh well. Oh, this wasn't the series. This wasn't.
Oh.
This wasn't Foolish. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was being done. I thought that's where you were going.
No. What I taped was being taped simultaneously
Ah.
to Foolish, but I did not shoot an episode of Foolish.
Gotcha.
Here or there, wherever you like.
Thank you. This is good.
So the topic we were on before the young gentleman came in to do card tricks and then left without buying anything
Or getting the card trick right.
or getting the card trick right. Wave of the future, ladies and gentlemen. You do a lousy anaconda and he can badly force a non-card. Stagecraft
Oh.
in Magic and how it's sorely lacking
Yeah.
currently, and what could be done about that.
Well, what do you mean by stagecraft?
Someone approaching performance and having some background in acting, how to talk to an audience, how to engage an audience, how to breathe on stage, how to stand correctly and be seen, and posture, and all the things that go along with presenting a story from a stage point of view.
Yeah, and blocking.
And blocking and all
Yeah.
that, including, it's not limited to stage performance, it also includes sitting at a table and being aware of the audience and how you move and the way you breathe and the way you present yourself. Telling a story in an artistic fashion using stagecraft.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we were.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, John?
What-
I know you have opinions.
I do have opinions, and it's it is the problem is, or the difficulty is that most magicians they're their own writer, director, performer, prop master,
Right.
choreographer, everything. And you can't see yourself unless you use, you've got liberal use of videotape and a, really honest eye when you watch the video.
Right.
And so, we rely on our friends to give us feedback, and that's not quite enough. That certainly helps. And finding people, who are smart and have a good eye and have taste and that are honest.
Are willing to be honest.
And willing to be honest. That's all very helpful, but it's often not enough. And those things help us progress. But in theater, every show has a director who oversees all those aspects and sits in the audience, during rehearsals and watches and, ideally sees things through the audience's eyes and can make the adjustments that you on stage in the middle of it could not see, and therefore you don't know what problems there are, therefore you can't fix the problems.
Right.
Yeah.
But along with that also comes you have to be willing to change for someone else's vision.
Sure.
I mean, because a great number of, I'm going to use the word us, implying magicians, this play is good as it is.
Yeah.
This is the thing. This is the way I do it.
It gets a reaction.
Yeah, and that's where the thinking
Yeah.
ends.
Yeah, it gets a reaction.
It's a reaction, and the checks cash.
Yeah.
So
and it's about everyone has different goals,
Sure.
and everyone has different sensibilities, and everyone has different standards and
Paths.
desires and motivations for doing magic. Some
Sure.
people do it to make money. Some people do it for to try and get in TV, and some people do it just to create something interesting and beautiful.
Right.
You know.
I do it for therapy.
Yeah. So.
I started off as a mime and got into a 12-step program. I'm currently up to magician. Eddie.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on these things?
Well, I can't do anything else, so
Okay.
this is what I do. I was a circus clown for 2 years, and I loved performing so much that I've always done magic, but I just
Right.
stayed in that stream of entertainment, of being
was-
a family entertainer.
It was work release for you, wasn't it?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I was studying to be a cop, but that
Oh.
didn't work out, so I do magic and entertain people.
Next best thing.
Yes.
You do a beautiful job too, by the way. You've
Thank
got a great dynamic, and you engage an audience, and you're very aware of your space on stage, and you move a lot.
Yes,
You
I do.
But you're always aware of exactly where you are, and your
And where-
posture and the way you're breathing and your eye contact and all the things, which is, in my opinion, at least twice as difficult if you're performing for children, because their attention's everywhere.
Yeah, I still to this day have not had any issues with them taking their iPhones out and
Yeah.
texting or being on Facebook. It's just so bizarre to me that that happens
those
now.
issues happen. Yeah.
Something that we never had to deal with 10 years ago, especially like restaurant magic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever do balloon twisting or walk around magic in a restaurant anymore, just because everybody's on their phones. It's the pacifier for the kids now.
Sure. I mean, I have ways that I deal with it. When it's been a while since I've done restaurants, a year or two, but the epidemic was there, and we now have a soundtrack, which is great.
Someone's on their iPhone.
But again, it's thinking outside of just here's the trick and let me perform it. There's a lot of nuance in dealing with people and interacting with people and meeting them where they are to perform, because with restaurant magic, you're kind of hijacking their time. They didn't come in expecting it, at least the first time, and you've got to sell it. Randy is, for those of you who just came in, Randy is taking notes for her class. She teaches special education, writing and storytelling, and she is looking for ideas on teaching how to present stories for mentally challenged, is that fair to say?
Emotionally.
Emotionally challenged students.
Yeah.
And I think she's gotten a couple of notes there.
Got a few notes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to wrap it up. We've been going for 40 minutes, and I think we got a lot of good information out. I think it was a lot of fun. I had fun. You could have calmed down a little bit. You know, you're jumping in every couple of seconds with something to
Yeah.
say. I don't know.
Yeah, Brian.
And I missed all the fun, apparently.
Yeah, Brian. I don't know if you knew that Brian was here, but he was.
I'm just here for the free Cheetos.
Yeah, here for the Cheetos. Brian was the only person who bought a book in advance.
Hey.
So no,
Don't put us down as people who
I'm
bought
not.
them.
No,
at the
it's cool. I'm glad you came out.
event.
I'm so glad you came out. I'm glad you paid a little extra. That's awesome.
She wanted the personal interaction, not the cold-hearted computer.
Right.
Right.
But you got both.
I got
So,
both.
Yeah. I didn't come for
It'll
the
work.
computer experience.
I wasn't trying to insult you.
Okay.
You'll know if I'm trying to insult you.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to make the point that Brian did. I put out the thing if you wanted a signed copy, wanted to reserve one, and he did, and I'm grateful. So this was episode 26. I think, fairly certain I said that earlier on.
King of Diamonds.
King of Diamonds. No,
26.
26. 5 of Diamonds.
Ah, very well.
Fight me.
You go with yours, I'll go with mine.
At the Magic Apple, which is LA's greatest and most diverse magic shop. Be sure to visit them, patronize them. They have awesome stuff. Like literally sitting in a room full of books and magic and fun stuff. And they deserve your patronage, so make sure you... And they were gracious enough to let me host this thing here. And so thanks to all the guys at the Magic Apple, which is located, thank you, Eddie, at 11390 Ventura Boulevard in Los Angeles. At
Second floor.
Studio City? Is that the section we're in?
I don't
Second
know.
floor. Second floor.
I don't know if it's Studio City.
Right above the sushi shop.
Yes.
But yeah, come see those guys, patronize them. They will be carrying my book. They will be carrying my DVD if I sweet talk them the right way. But I do appreciate them helping out with this. Thanks to Brian and Randy and Jack and Eddie and the people whose names I don't remember who came in and got books. I had some fun, and I'm glad you were here. Wherever you are, I hope there is love where you are.